Hi, what is up, fantasy fans? As always, I'm Shay from the channel Zachary Shay, and today I'm going to talk about an amazing writer. I've read all 4 of her works, really love them, going to rank them, and then at the end, I'll tell you about an author that I think will kind of scratch the same itch while you wait for the next Susanna Clarke book. And so, first with Susanna Clarke, at the bottom, because it's got to go somewhere, is going to be The Wood in Midwinter. This is a very short story. It's beautiful. You could read it in probably 30 minutes. I do encourage you to maybe check it out from the library or find a version online, because it is kind of pricey to get the hardcover for a very quickly read story, but it's still worth reading. And then next, we're going to have her darling, Piranesi. This is a great book. I'm not saying that this is a bad book. It is an amazing work of fiction. I think Piranesi, it's the best Susanna Clarke for people who have not read Susanna Clarke. It's the perfect book that if someone is not ready for Jonathan Strange or Mr. Norrell, you can just hand them Piranesi and they'll have an amazing time with it. In fact, I recommended this to a few work friends before and they really loved it. And then next we have The Ladies of Grace Adieu. This is amazing. This should be read after Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell, which you've probably guessed is the #1 pick. And it follows a lot of characters from that world in little side adventures and stuff. And it's an amazing and great story. It's an anthology, actually. It's quite a few short stories in here, and they're a lot of fun. And then #1 has got to be Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell. This feels like Jane Austen meets, I don't even know. There's so much magical realism, but it feels like a period piece novel. It feels like Charles Dickens or Jane Austen. But there's such, you have the fae, you have this magical realism stuff, and that side of England that is just, it's so incredibly complex and original, and it's her best novel, hands down. Now, if you've read all of Susanna Clarke and you want an author that kind of scratches the same itch, for me, it's a no-brainer. The first author I think of is Alan Moore, specifically his prose form work. He's known for his comics, but his book Jerusalem, big chonker that it is, this is an amazing story about this. It's about a lot of things, but there's this child that goes into the underworld and goes on this crazy, wacky adventure. He meets the devil. He meets the Dead Kids gang. It is brilliant. It is thought-provoking. I loved it. Then I've got his collection, Illuminations, which is a collection of short stories. Most of these are absolute 10 out of 10 brilliant, and a few of them are like 8 out of 10s. But, the collection as a whole is a real 5 stars for me. I love this so much. And then also he has book 1 of his Long London Quintet out called The Great Win. I have not read this yet, but I will be reading it in 2026. All right. Thanks, guys. Peace.